There is no more remarkable example of the changing dynamics of transnational criminal organization activity and violence in Mexico than the Jalisco Nueva Generación Cartel, notoriously known as the CJNG. Coming from the once powerful Milenio Cartel, the CJNG is the epitome of a modern TCO, quickly and violently becoming one of the most powerful TCOs in Mexico and the entire world. CJNG is an organized criminal security threat different from others experienced before. CJNG is known for its violence, spectacular displays of narco messaging such as propaganda and threats, social media savvy, quasi-military tactics, diverse knowledge base, orphan criminal cell integration, and efficacious narco-trafficking strategies. The violent rise of CJNG has considerable security implications within Mexico and offers a massive security challenge to the region and the world. The CJNG emerged from Mexican security forces, killed the former Sinaloa cartel capo Ignacio Coronel, alias Nacho, in July 2010. Before his death, Coronel gave out orders to Oscar Orlando Nava Valencia, nicknamed El Lobo, who is the leader of the Milenio Cartel. This criminal group moved the drug shipments and managed all the finances for the infamous Sinaloa cartel, working mainly in the states of Jalisco and Colima and extending into Mexico City and Michoacán. By the time of Nacho Coronel's death, it was reported that El Lobo had been captured. The Milenio Cartel had suffered internal divisions, dividing into two factions, La Resistencia and another section referred to as the Torcidos, which translates to the Twisted Ones, as La Resistencia accused them of giving up El Lobo to the authorities. Moreover, in the power vacuum which followed Nacho's death, these two groups fought for control of narco-trafficking in Jalisco. Also, the Torcidos became what is now the CJNG, who are growing as the successors to the Sinaloa cartel's network in the region. Moreover, Nemesio Ramos, his nickname El Mencho, is said to be the leader and founder of the CJNG cartel, and his initial top operators were Eric Valencia, his nickname L85, and Martin Arzola Ortega, his nickname L53. All of these people were ex-Milenio Cartel members. The cartel has been associated with the use of extreme violence. In the period following the growth of the CJNG, homicides, apparent disappearances, as well as the discoveries of mass graves grew in Jalisco. The cartel even made it one of its early missions to fight the Zetas narco-trafficking organization in Veracruz state under the name Mata Zetas, or the Zetas Killers, which is known as either another name for the CJNG cartel or a special cell of the group responsible for assassinations. Moreover, the group claimed authorship of a 2011 massacre of 35 people in Veracruz, and just a month later the security forces recovered the corpses of up to 30 victims of the group. The CJNG cartel has successfully challenged traditional arrangements of narco-trafficking throughout Mexico. They've consolidated enough power and profits to confront other major cartels as well as the Mexican state with high impunity. Also, as the CJNG continues to consolidate power and to capture more profit, it could leverage its power violently to confuse and seize a much greater share of regional and worldwide illicit markets. CJNG is situated to displace the Colombian cartels as the primary suppliers of cocaine and positioned to disrupt and coup the Sinaloa Federation supply chains of different kinds of illegal narcotics into the United States and abroad. Also, CJNG's diversifying criminal portfolio into extortion, money laundering, human trafficking, kidnapping, and petroleum theft makes it much more adaptable even as its size and strength grow. In the year 2015, the CJNG group killed 15 Mexican police officers during a surprise trap in Jalisco state, one of the deadliest attacks on security forces in Mexican history recently. Also, the group was blamed for an attack in early 2015 which killed around 5 federal police. In addition, Mexican officials have previously indicated that the group possesses highly sophisticated armaments, including machine guns and grenade launchers used to conduct the March 2015 attack. Later on in 2015, the group continued its deadly streak, shooting down a military helicopter in May and launching a wave of violence across Jalisco. The CJNG cartel has also been involved in high-profile attacks against public officials. In the year 2018, the group tried to assassinate Luis Carlos Nayera, who is an ex-security secretary of Jalisco, and in June 2020, it made a daring attempt to kill Omar Garcia Harfuch, Mexico City's public security secretary. Then, that same month, a judge who had tried different cases against members of the cartel was murdered along with his wife. The CJNG Cartel has also been known to appeal to the Mexican citizenry with idealistic propaganda, invoking solidarity as well as promising to rid its regions of operating of other crime syndicates like the Zetas and the Knights Templar in the past. The group has continued such forward actions in strategic areas during the COVID-19 pandemic. In June 2020, for example, the group distributed toys to children in communities in Veracruz, fighting splinter groups from Los Zetas. Also, the members of the CJNG also delivered boxes of goods in various parts of the country, which includes Guadalajara, which is Mexico's second largest city. There is no greater evidence of the agility, adaptability, and resilience of CJNG than its quick geographical spread throughout Mexico. The geographic expansion of the CJNG cartel follows a specific spatial logic to ensure maximum profitability. Also, the CJNG has captured the key ports of Veracruz, Manzanillo, and Lázaro Cárdenas in the Gulf and the Pacific, allowing them to assert control of and consolidate main components, for example precursor chemicals, of global illicit goods supply chains. CJNG is still fighting the Sinaloa Federation for control over Ciudad Juárez, along with Tijuana, which are two main smuggling ports of entry into the United States, along with their trafficking routes through Sonora, Baja California, Sinaloa, and Chihuahua. It has fought and mainly defeated Los Zetas and Gulf Cartel factions in central Mexico, where major swaths of production territory and key trafficking routes intersect in Jalisco, Guanajuato, and Michoacán. Also, the cartel has even expanded to the southwest edges of Quintana Roo and Chiapas states, which were once free from cartel presence, but are now seminal territories in narcotic flows from the rest of Latin America. And as the CJNG's geographical expansion develops, its strength and power simultaneously grow. CJNG's most successful criminal operational strategy, which basically depends upon a range of novel collaborative tactics, violence exercises, and criminal activity diversification. CJNG has adopted and adapted various raw materials, manpower, and criminal organizational strategy expertise from past networks to fuse numerous past cartels' strengths. Now, while CJNG still continues to contend with rivaling major cartels like the Sinaloa Federation and their own fragmentation, it continues to be one of the greatest security threats in today's organized crime landscape. Overall, it is indisputable that the CJNG has become one of the world's most prolific and violent TCOs. Moreover, the fragmentation process of numerous criminal groups in Mexico has allowed the CJNG cartel, which has maintained its hierarchy and discipline relatively intact, to continue gaining power in recent years. Also, the biggest hit it took was the pulling away of Los Suines, which is a group run by the González Valencia family that acted as the CJNG cartel's financial and money laundering arm. Also, many of the leaders of Los Suines have now been arrested, who will most likely end much of the group's influence. The children of El Mencho have also been targeted. His son Ruben Oseguera González, whose nickname is El Menchito, was deported to the US in early February 2020, while his daughter, Jessica Juana Oseguera, was detained that same month and is currently awaiting trial. On the other hand, the Mexican authorities have gone after their finances. In June 2020, about 2,000 bank accounts which are linked to the group were frozen, and also a number of front companies used to launder money in Jalisco, Quintana Roo, and Mexico City were shut down. Even with these blows, the CJNG's operations have remained intact and continued its expansion. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments. If you liked today's video, then make sure to leave us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to be always updated with the most exciting content as soon as it's uploaded. Thanks for watching. See you again soon in another video.